Okay, welcome back to our big mesh troubleshooting extraction problem video extravaganza. My name is Zero, and I'm still here teaching you bums how to do stuff. Oh yeah, don't forget guys, if you are enjoying this series and we're doing something great to help you, don't forget to help us out and donate a little change our way. Even a single $1.25 can buy Zero a big egg roll from across the street. And they all know that egg rolls make Zero go. So keep them egg rolls a coming. Okie doke. So originally, what I had anticipated or what I had planned on doing was selecting a random head. Like I during the last couple years have been going around buying heads from stores that are going out of business, specifically for this tutorial. However, I realized that people are butts, and I don't feel like dealing with any kind of drama like, hey, y'all, did you see she's teaching people how to extract your heads? And I don't feel like dealing with that shit right now. So, I'm going to teach you the basic of it, and you are going to have to use that and apply it to your own head or body that you want to do this way, because like I said, I just don't feel like it. I don't mind teaching it. If anything, I would probably do it and put it on as a private video on my website, because people are so stupid. But I'm at the breakneck point of right now. We're trying to get everything done for the new year, so I don't think I'm going to have time to do any private videos. So this is going to be one of those applied method things. Oh boy. Okay, sorry about that. Just a really old friend contacted me. It seems though that whenever I make a video, that's when everybody wants to contact me. When I am sitting here by myself, silence. Nobody has talked to me in years. The minute I turn on play, that's when everybody's coming online. That's when everybody's messaging me. Ugh. Maybe I should make videos more often. I do like talking to people. Okay. Back to where was I? Okay, people are stupid. Right. So what we need to do is we need to extract it. So first, let me tell you a little story here. Way back when, in the days of old, there used to be a limit on what the Copybot viewers could extract. Back in the days when Mesh had first came out, people were making Mesh, optimizing it, and making really small, beautiful Mesh that didn't crash a sim. Then somebody, not mentioning names because it was definitely me, was trying to be a bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, trying to gather data on how the Copybot viewer worked and what we can do with it. One of the things that I found out was that even though people had the ability to extract mesh, certain meshes were failing when they were being exported. Now, granted, this was before the days of day extraction and when we only had OBJ. I think we had day extraction, but it was just really new in the process. So back then, anything that was over 100K or so in triangles, maybe anything over 50K to 50K plus, would always have some sort of fail to it. The mesh would come out broken. It was missing textures. It had holes in it. It was really bad. So I put this report out there that meshes that were 50K and up would have some errors, and meshes that were 100K and up would definitely fail. Now, somebody read this and was like, oh, I must tell everyone. And they told everyone that high poly meshes could not be extracted. Which sucked for us because then soon everybody started making their static meshes 50K and up and everything. So to prevent people from stealing it, which was like, yay. So as viewer technology evolved, we started to be able to grab those big static meshes. First we had a little trick around where you had to export it as an OBJ and then grab the textures from it from a thing like that, and then that would bring it in like, hey, we got it. Now you just have to apply the textures to the stuff in Blender, export it as a day, and then bada bing bada boom, you got that 200K what is that store, Dust Bunny Gate, that people like. However, it wasn't just those people who heard it, it was also the body designers that heard it as well, and they started making their bodies really high poly, to make sure that people wouldn't be able to steal it. Unbeknownst to them, that we were able to steal the body anyway if we wanted to via the OBJ thing. But then after a while, that started to fail because it was such a process. We could only extract the mesh in a static form. We weren't able to extract it in a rigged form, which sucked ass because we had to go and re-rig it ourselves. And that meant that it was a little inaccurate when we did so. Fast forward a little bit more when Darkstorm came about and that issue was fixed, and we had the ability to extract a 50k body with the weights with the combination of Darkstorm and Hydra. Not Hydra. Darkstorm and meshes. So we were like, yay, bring it on. We can get rigged mesh bodies. And everything was fine and dandy until it started pushing the limit even more, adding on accessories that were super high poly. So the fail threshold increased. 50k or so, still okay. Higher than 50k, that's when you started getting errors. So people would have a base body. Let me use the Maitreya or something like that from back in the day before it got optimized for bakes on mesh. It was literally a million triangles because it had the body as a base, and that was like 200k, and then you had the layering on top of it, the tattoo, the clothing, the underclothing, all that stuff. Layering on top of the bodies, 200, 200, 200 until it got up to like 1,000, a million. And then you had the hands on there as well. I remember one hand, and particularly on there with nails, was 45k, and this is before we had bento rigging. So one hand was 45k, and it had 12 poses per hand. So that's 45k times 12. Oh god, 45k times 12 times 2 equals to a F ton of triangles. And so when we try to run it through meshes, it was always like, I mean, it would work, of course, but we would have a problem with the bento hand. Well, the hands back then. So it really wasn't really an issue because hands were separate back then or whatever, so we could work around it and get it in. Now, I bet you're wondering, why am I telling you this? Because this is going to help you understand why we have to do what we have to do right now. Fast forward some more, and we have Second Life in its current state, where we have banks all mesh. So we don't have a lot of things in layers anymore. Thank the stars. And but the people are still making the bodies heavy. It's not so much now as in, oh, this will stop people from stealing it, as more of it's high poly, so that means that it's high quality, which is a very bad state of mind to be in. So, what do we do? This is bad for us because people keep releasing high poly bodies, and it makes the viewer extract it wrong. Well, the viewer extract it wrong, doesn't extract it wrong. It's the meshes program. Meshes can only handle so much in a file, a single file. And when it exceeds that file, then you get all kinds of errors. A perfect example of this is when we were trying to rig or create a dev kit for the monkey bodies. What I keep calling it is a big monkey. What is that? Donkey Kong. That's what I keep thinking. What did I call the Donkey Kong body? It is the aesthetic body. Big muscular body. It's a big muscular body with a lot of weight on there, and it confuses meshes, so it sucks. So the skeleton comes out wonky, the weights come out wonky, even though the mesh comes out fine. And with a jacked up skeleton, you can't do nothing with it. So that is a problem that we had, and we couldn't figure out why that was happening until recently, when someone found out that it's because the file is too big for meshes to handle. Too much weight, too much vertices, too much work, too confusing, and boom, explosion. So to get around that, you have to run it through a certain tool first before you do it, and this is where the hard work comes in. And this is why I took the time to explain it to you, because if I tell you, like, oh, you do it because of this, you're going to be like, why do we have to do that? Now you know why. The story behind it. People are stupid and keep making stuff so big that we got to break it down. And though I feel like every time I say break it down, I keep waiting for DX to play. Doom, doom, doom. The mind of a bipolar person. All right, so what we can do with those big ass files is to break them down into smaller files. And now once you're wondering, Zero, how do we do that? Do we just select each file part of the body and extract it individually? No, SpongeBob, we don't do that. Well, we really can't do that, but that's not what we do. So to break down, our first step to putting this stuff in here properly is to, what do? We do an XML export like we did normally. So I'm going to select my body again, even though it probably won't break up as big as the other stuff because I don't have it. And we're going to export it as an OBJ. Not export it. Jeez, I miss OBJ. Select it, and oh. I forgot, we're not in Hydra. Okay, I'm going to go into Hydra. Then we're going to export it. We could just use the body that I had, though. Sorry, it's that time of the night and my cat wants food. She's acting like I haven't fed her like twice today. Kabuki! Hush! Sorry about that. Okay, so we're going to just use the file that I used before as an example. So what I want to do is find our tutorial. There we go. Find this folder. And I think mesh 1, 2, 3, 4, that was my cat. So I'm going to use that as the example. We're going to go into my folder here, if I can find it. You're going to need to run a program called XML Link Set Splitter. And what this brilliant program does is that it takes the XML file and breaks it down by the link set. Now, it depends how many link sets you'll have to process. Depends solely on how many chunks the body is cut into. Now, at the moment, you have to import those XMLs one at a time. Hopefully in the future, Mesh Helper can do bulk or can implement more of a link splitter so we don't have to do the step, but for right now, we have to do that step. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new folder and name it something really simple, and it's like 1 or something. Then I'm going to take the XML that we have from the cat and put it inside the folder. It is very important that when you are doing this XML that you export only the parts that you need, because if you extract something else that you don't need, then that too will be broken down, which means it's more parts for you to process. And God, when you see having to do that over and over again, it gets tiresome. So you want to have as few link sets as possible, just as many as necessary. So once our link set is put inside of our folder, once our XML is put inside our newly created 1 folder, we're just going to close that real quick. Okay. We're going to open up our link set, and you're going to have to do a command input because this is a command program. We can't cut, we can't paste, we can't put it in there. We have to navigate to our host folder, this 1 folder manual. This is why I chose my desktop, because it's easy to get here. So to get here, in most cases, at least in my case, since I have it on my desktop, it would be C, whatever those dots are called, users / oh wait, I forgot. C dot / user / Ginkgo, would just be your name. Go to user folder, whatever your username is. As mine is Ginkgo, will be Ginkgo. Then you type in desktop, then / again, 1 / and then this will be the name of the XML. So it's 123.xml, and then hit enter. And it says I'm wrong. Okay. Hold on. Let me try that again. If you get lost, just look at your address at the top. C dot. Oh, users. USR. See. Users. Go. Then it works. So there are only 11 link sets in here. That's not terrible. And then we're going to open up Mesh Helper again. Then we're going to go inside here. And you're going to put in. Now, one of the things that happens sometimes is that they throw in a few blank ones. So if you open it and there's no file, nothing, no data inside here, then don't try to process that, because it will crash or it will give you some kind of error. So we don't want that. If you get lost on which one you're on, just look at the XML file right here that was previously loaded. It will say 3, so that means we have to go to 4 and bring it in. And you just want to go down the list. When I made one of my dev kits for what was that body? The legacy body. When I did that, it was 300 parts. 380 some odd parts to that body. I cried. It was even worse because I kept losing my place. I didn't know about this line was the previous one, and I kept getting lost. So not only did I get lost, but I was distracted because I was watching a murder show, and I'm like, oh, it was the husband. Oh crap, what part was I on? 100. When I was already at 200 and something. So that sucks. So 9. Okay, yeah, this is one of those empty things I was talking about. So if it looks like this, then keep on keeping on. Woof. 10. Okay, 11. Alright, cool. Those are empty. Now we go back to our output folder. Oh, no, wait, this is the wrong output folder. Where's the right output folder? Nah, there we go. So we can go on here. Sort by date modified is what it should be. Oh, it's these. Flat head. Why is not so? I should have did this. Oh, yes, these are all mine. So I'm gonna take these. Shake, shake. Go back into my folder, put it on here because I like organization. Now, here's a little trick that I learned, that once you have all your parts in here, because there's a good chance that you're going to have one that I like a lot more folders than this, go to your search and then type in .daa. Wait for it. And then it has all the day files in here. We're just going to select them and put cut. Then go back and put them inside of our one folder. Okay. I'm going to highlight this and I'm going to use cut, and then I'm going to go into Blender because that's open. We're going to get rid of this hair because we don't need it. Now, what we need to do is bring all these files in. Now, like I said before, there are some instances where you may have more than 8 files. A lot of them, like I had in my legacy one that I did back in the day, that was 300 some odd. So I'm not doing 300 imports. We're going to do 300 imports in one. So one of the things I would like for you to download is a little plugin called Cats. It's a viewer that, oh no, the Clementine. It's a new day in Fantasy Star Universe. So we're just going to ignore that beeping for a minute. I'll be right back because it's going to beep for a while. I don't know how to stop that alarm. I'll be back. Okay, sorry about that. So what we're doing, we're importing the stuff in. So what I want you guys to download again, I'm going to start over, is a plugin called Cats. It's Cats for Blender. It is a program, an add-on that's free. It works in Blender 7.9 and up, and it allows you to import all kinds of files, MMD files, XNA LoRa files, Sims 2 files, VRM files. You know, we had this in our VROID tutorial. So if you did that before and you already got cats, that's that. So I would say get the cats. So why we need a cats thing for something that's made for MMD for Second Life? Well, my dears, what cats has is the cat's meow. What cats does, it allows you to do bulk import. So you can bulk import any format that it supports. And one of the formats that this program supports is day files. So we can just select the day, all the days, and then hit import. And it will import them all in here. And there you see we have our cat skeleton. So our parts already done in here. It's just great because that's what we wanted. We wanted our body. Now, one of the things that does absolutely suck all the butts is that it gives you a skeleton for every single link set that you bought in. So what you need to do is figure out which skeleton is the skeleton for you. In most cases, one skeleton works for it. You just want to get the one with the most bones and stuff, and make it work. So just go into object mode and grab a skeleton that looks good. I like to see this one with hands if I can grab it. Okay, that looks like it works. So we're going to take the skeleton and we're going to press M and we're going to put it to another layer. So I'm putting it on layer 2. And then we can just grab the other pieces of the link set if you want to, and move it to a separate layer and connect everything to it. But we're not going to do that right now. I just need one. So you hand skeleton, come here to layer whatever this one is. So we have our skeleton here, and you see it's avatar 2. I'm going to change it from avatar 2 to something that's easy to find. So good skelly, and now this is the good skeleton. And then we select our mesh, anyone, this one, and let's just say that, and we put it over here in the side with the good skeleton. And for the sake of my organization, I'm just going to take the good skeleton and move it down underneath the mesh skeleton. That's just a nervous tick I have. Okay, so we have this, our mesh for the body. Then I want to go to the armature modifier, the modifiers down here, the armature one, and I want to switch it over to the good skelly lollipop. Oh, that's what I should name it. Good skelly lollipop. There we go. And once it's rigged to that, now it's rigged to this skeleton. Do not delete your other skeletons. You want to keep them. If you delete them, you lose the rigging data. So keep it. So I get to move it, and as you see, she moves, which is great. And once I have it down to where I want, and I see that it works, I'm going to correct any kind of errors that I feel like I have with this body. Oh, no, that's just it. Like moving that, and then getting rid of the doubles. That stuff cuts down on upload fees. Now it looks like it did when I put it in. Alright, so I have my body, and I can try exporting it out. One maybe, I guess. Input 1. Oh, I forgot. It's not an Avastar rigged. So we're going to export it, and then we're going to use a regular default Second Life Colada, and then we're going to make sure that it's rigged. Then 1. Export. This song is stuck in my head, and I'm trying my hardest not to scream, "Win that fork." I know it's not fork, it's win that award. But the way the guy screams it, he says, "Win that fork." It's a Frank West theme from Marvel vs. Capcom 3. There we go, that fixes that. It always comes out squashed or something like that. I hate it. So just, there we go. I'm gonna assign the stuff that I usually do. Oh, not that. Upper, and then that's lower. Okay. Oh, I'm in there. I just need the right shape. Oh, that's because I got that the skin, the human stuff on. That's why it's all jacked up. Hang on. Let's take all this off. Am I in Hydra uploading stuff again? Yep. Alright, let's see. I mean, you can use Hydra to upload stuff. I just kept having so many, like, it failed. Dang it. Moments. And I'm not in Hydra, I'm in regular. Oh, okay, so it's good that. Whoa, the butt on that cat. High five, Zero. I forgot. I was in the zone when I had that. I was somewhat on my medication and watching Joe Kenda in the background. I was on fire. Oh, it'd be appearance, right? Appearance. How do you take off clothes? Normally my thingamajig would be here. More. How in the flippity blops do you take off clothes? Woman teaches world how to do things, can't take off clothes. Alright, so then I put on the shape and see I got a body. Let's see if I got some skins I can put on. Calico. Any minute I should pop on some clothes. Come on, skin. Alright, well, it's taking this day of sweet time. Use your imagination. It's the most pretty skin in all of the world. Alright, well, while we wait for that to come to terms, we need to... Yay! My calico skin came in. So as you see, it works. So that's what you would do in your situation if you wanted your body and or head. Now, one of the things that you really need to think about is how do you get the texture off a Bakesalon mesh avatar. Now, that is a little tricky, and we'll have to go over that in another video because we are at time, and I just managed to pull this stuff off under 30 minutes. Yee. Okay, so that's how you get really big, full avatars and stuff like that, by breaking down into link set and processing those link sets, and then processing them again one more time for good measure, and then importing them in. So I hope this helps you out, and I really wish I had a head. I really wish I had a head, and yeah, that will help you out with a bunch of things. Yeah. Alright, see you guys in the next video where we go over how to do textures, I guess, for stuff. I think that's what's next on the checklist. Yes, rigged mesh, normal, heavy, and then textures. Alright, so we're on a roll, you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully we can get this stuff done. And I really need to find a head. See you.